Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited for today's video because we have a sponsor. You guys have probably heard of this company. They're called Function of Beauty. I first saw them on Instagram. It was like a sponsored post. So some of you may not know, but I recently cut my hair because it was so dead and malnourished at the end. I was with my friends and we took a picture where we all had our hair behind us. I could see everyone's hair behind their back. The ends of my hair were so dead and scraggly, and it just looked horrible. And it was for the first time in a long time that I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, my hair, like, it used to be so beautiful, so long. So I was like, right, that's it, we're gonna have to chop it off. We're literally going to have the chop because I want to grow my hair long. I want it to be beautiful again. In order for that to happen, I needed to get the chop. So basically, Function Beauty is a company that customizes a shampoo and conditioner to fit your hair. All you do is you basically go on their website and you fill out like this 2-minute quiz about like your hair goals, what you want to achieve, and then like the current state of your hair, like is it oily, is it dry, that kind of thing. And then you basically choose the colour you want them to be and the scent of your shampoo. So they custom make it for your hair, like no two products are alike, like it's customized to you. And you also get to customize your name on the bottle to anything you want it to be. So it's Function of whatever, and I did Function of Amy Lee because that is my channel. So these are what the bottles look like. As you can see on there, it says Function of Amy Lee. These do come with pumps. It's just I chose not to use them, but they do come with like little pump action. They sent me this little travel bag with travel sized shampoo, like little bottles that you can put it into. You can get some stickers so you can customize your bottle and stick it on the bottles. Now the little travel sized bottles that you get, you do have to buy separately, but Function of Beauty has just sent me out some just to show you guys. But I just think that's a really cool idea. I will read you my goals of what I picked. So my profile, I put wavy because my hair is naturally has like a wave in it. Medium length hair. And then for my goals, I did lengthen because I'm trying to grow my hair. Strengthen because I want it to be a lot more healthier than what it has been in the past. Anti-frizz because my hair frizzes like crazy. Fix split ends, and then shine. The fragrance I picked was Cherry Blossom. It smells amazing, it does what it says it does, it makes my hair feel great. So all you gotta do is you go online, you fill out this 2-minute quiz, and then they pretty much make it, send it out to you, and away you go. It's got no parabens, no sulfates, GMOs or toxins. It's 100% vegan and cruelty free. And lastly, I've got a code for you guys, or a link to get 20% off your first order. So if you guys would like to try this, then you can. I will leave the link in the description where you guys can go check it out. And if you do get this product, please let me know what you think. And if you've already tried it, also let me know what you think, because I personally love it. That's it for the sponsorship part of this video. Thank you so much for Function of Beauty for sponsoring me. You're amazing. I love your product. I hope you guys will love it too. Like I said, go check the link out in the description. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Hey guys, so as you can see, no routine can start off with a routine because something like this always pops up. So I was about to start my evening routine when I felt like my blood sugars were dropping, and these are the symptoms that I personally get. And one of them is a fast heart rate or a high heart rate, and I was just trying to show you guys on my watch, but it was not wanting to focus. I think it ended up being around 119, 120, fluctuates depending on if I'm standing. And I usually get super shaky, as you can see. So first things first is before I administer any meds, I want to check it. So I've got the machine, the strips, and the pricker. So I just insert one of the strips into the machine and it turns on, and then I prick my finger. So many choices. And then you just apply a drop of blood, which is hard when you're shaking, and then you just wait for the results. It's not too low, it's 3.8. I'm not sure what that is in American values, but it was low enough to give me symptoms. Off we are to get some sugar. I use these little gel packets. This one's fruit punch flavour by the brand True Plus. It was just the only thing that I really had on hand because I didn't want to eat anything this evening. I wanted to keep to things that I could drain if needs be. So I just kind of suck on that, eat that until I feel better. Next, we're around just before 8 o'clock. I'm gonna open up my bullet journal. If you guys would like to see a video on this, let me know in the comments. But open that up and I just fill in any activities that I've done today, like go down my list of things to do and kind of fill that in. In this instance, I was planning out next week's spread. I think this might have been a few weeks ahead actually. I usually like to plan things out in pencil and then go over them afterwards with pen or a felt tip or whatever. On the subject of bullet journals, I actually use mine to keep track of things like my period, health stuff, appointments. I like the fact that you can tailor it to anything you need it to be. That is the beauty of bullet journaling, really. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a video on this. Next, it's around 8:30. Some people get really frustrated that I keep my clock in 24-hour time, but it's the English way. So around this time, my fluids have finished, or this particular day they did. I was running IV fluids, so I'm just gonna turn off my pump. You can't hear it, but it was beeping at me. We need to prep to flush and clamp my line. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to leave a bunch of videos in the description that will go into more detail about this if you're interested. So I've just got syringes, flushes, that is Churaloc that I'm putting in now, which is like a blood thinner to keep your line from clotting. Got some little prep wipes. Of course, some lovely gloves. So lots of alcohol rub in this, and then pop my gloves on. Then I'm gonna clamp my line. So just move it down. I try to adjust the position so it doesn't get too strained in the one position from clamping it in the same spot all the time. So I move it up and down the line and clamp it like that. Then just move the other line out of the way, it's not important. I'm gonna clean it with the wipes. And it's always important to make sure you scrub it a lot. As you can see, I'm getting my nail right in the tip and really cleaning that. Then we're going to take one of the sterile syringes which has saline in it or salt water. Let's get the air out and give my line a flush. Obviously take the clamp off, otherwise it's not going to flush. Give it a flush, get rid of any excess fluid that's in the line. Throw that away. And then I'm going to get the Churaloc, which is the blood thinner, which you only put 1 and a bit mils in, just enough to sit inside the line, but not enough to flush into me, basically. And then clamp the line again. All done. Next, it's just before 9 o'clock. My evenings tend to be quite late. I'm going to open up my bullet journal again. Sometimes I do my bullet journal stuff all in one sitting, other times I don't. So I'm going to fill in my mood tracker and my habit trackers. So as you can see, I have different ones for different things, like medication, low blood sugars, no spending, and stuff like that. Next, it's around 11:15, and I'm off again. Now it's time to set up my TPN. Like I said, I do have a full video on this, so it will pop up on the screen somewhere, or if not, it will be in the description. So I head to my TPN station, as I call it, and I'm going to open up the bag with the scissors. I cut a little hole in the top for the bag to sit on my IV pole. Give it a little mix because it has to be mixed after it's taken out of the bag. Here I'm putting on my mask, and Tom is just wiping down the TPN bench or tray or whatever you want to call it with some hospital grade disinfectant. Popping on our gloves, hand sterile solution. I don't know what I was doing there, a bit of a dance or something. So basically we just run around in high speed doing stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm doing a lot of dancing now that I'm watching this back. So popping the giving set in the pump, turning it on, priming it, all that stuff, putting in all the lovely details. More hand hygiene solution. Then I'm cleaning my line like I showed you guys earlier. There's a lot of this throughout the day. more cleaning, and Tom's prepping the syringes to flush it with and draw back to see if we can get blood. Like I said, there is full videos on this and I'll try and leave them in the description so you guys can check them out, and it will go into more detail about what I'm doing here. And then now I'm just connecting my line to my TPN, which is IV nutrition, and I'm just pressing start on the pump. And look at that, we're ready to go. Next, we're moving on to my injection, which stops my intestines from spasming, which is extremely painful. So we're just getting the needle, the syringe, the plasters to put over afterwards, some more hand hygiene, opening up all the products. And then, out of the blue, first time I've ever done this, this happened. So I'd like to say no people have been harmed in the making of this video, but I just cut myself opening my vial for my injection. So it's not extremely deep, but it's kind of on like the knuckle, so it's in a bit of an awkward place. And it kind of just needs some like tape or something just to hold the skin together, kind of like a steri strip, but it's not like deep enough to need stitches or anything like that. If you don't like blood, then look away. You can see like there, that's where it is, but anyway. So I'm just gonna see to this and then I'll be back to show you guys how I do my injection. Finger has been plastered with enough pressure to stop it bleeding while we continue. Anyway, back to the video. So, unclap the needle, gonna draw up the fluid from the vial. It's not very much, I think it's only like a mil or something really tiny. And then I'm gonna recap it so we're not gonna stab ourselves again. Then I have my lovely thigh exposed, ew. We're gonna wipe that with one of the wipes, pop the needle in and pull out again. I didn't want to show too much because I know people really don't like needles going into skin. Maybe I'll go into more depth about my injection another time. So just pop on a plaster, and then we're gonna get rid of all my sharps into the sharps bin, including the vial that cut me. Moving on to my feeding tube. We're gonna take off my tubey pad, which has got gunk around it and it's gross. I'm gonna give it a clean, get all that crust off and stomach juices. And then we're gonna get a fresh piece of gauze. I like to sleep with gauze at night and then put the tubey pads on in the day. Tubey pads are just like a colourful patterned pad to wear in the day. And then we're going to connect my tube extension, which I do my medications into. This goes into my intestine, so there I have a tablet crusher. My tablets, these are pain meds, so I pop those in, give them a bit of a crush, nice and finely ground. Then I'm going to get some sterile water, pour a bit into the cup, like that. And then we're going to draw up with a syringe, just enough to dissolve the powder. Usually about 4 to 5 mils I use. I try and do less if I can. And then we're going to slowly push it down my tube, which takes a while because it's quite painful for me. Once we're done, disconnect the tube. This is me being in pain. Like I said, it is painful for me. It's usually afterwards when it hits. So for pain, I use a heat pack. So I'm just going to pop this on charge. It takes around 10-15 minutes to warm up, but it does last for about 8 hours. Now, around 11:30, it's time to catheterize before I go to bed because I need to empty my bladder. And I do have a video on this, so I'll leave that again in the description if you want to know more. So I just get all my supplies, my catheter. I use the SpeediCath ones by Coloplast, a 12 French. Which is just the size. So open it up, stick it on the wall, or the light switch in my case, and just pull down to open the packet. That way I can easily access it, and then I do my business. After I'm done, I shove my catheter in the bin, which you can see is very full and needs emptying, and flush the loo. By that time my heat pack's usually been charged, so I lie down and wait for the pain to pass from doing my medications because it can be extremely painful. While I'm waiting for this, I usually wait for my pain meds to kick in and just go on my phone to distract myself. I think I was just replying to YouTube comments, but I usually just go on some sort of social media platform. Next, it is time for my eardrops. Currently, when I was filming this, I had an ear infection, so popping those bad boys in. Not pleasant at all. I don't know if you guys know, but that sink-in feeling is awful when the drops sink in. And I usually have to lie on a minute each side before I move to do the other ear. And then I just pop some cotton wool in. Then I'm up again. It feels like this evening routine is never ending. I am getting ready for bed now, so pop my deodorant on because sometimes I sweat while I sleep, so it's nice to not wake up grosser than usual. Now normally I wouldn't wear gloves for this, but because I'd cut my finger and I didn't want to get my dressing wet, I put them on. I'm just going to wash my face. I use this Neutrogena Deep Clean oil-free face wash. And then I use some Benzac foam wash after that. It doesn't have any beads in it. Normally it has those little, the Neutrogena one has the deep cleansing beads. Then I use this Benzac cream on my spots. Because I sweat at night, I tend to get spots on my back and shoulders, so I use different strengths for my body and compared to my face. So I use the 10% for my body and the 5% cream for my face. That's just the percentage of the chemical that's in the cream. And then move on to brushing my teeth, which is pretty straightforward and doesn't need an explanation. Done. Then it's time to head back to the bedroom for the final time. I'm gonna get in bed, plug my charger in for my pump so it doesn't wake me up halfway through the night, close my laptop, get snuggled up under my weighted blanket, get my heat pad, and grab my book. I'm currently reading The Man Who Couldn't Stop, which is about a man with OCD. I'm finding it really interesting because I suffer with OCD myself. And then, if I can get to it, I turn off my light switch and I get snuggled down and get ready to try and sleep, which can take a while. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this and good night. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join our family. Once again, thank you so much for Function of Beauty for sponsoring this video. Like I said earlier, the link will be in the description. Go check it out, go get your 20% off. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.